Oh, good.
What are you doing?
I'm sorry.
His knee ran into this so hard.
These Quest bars, caramel chocolate chunk, really do taste pretty good with like 1 gram of sugar. I'm on a quest.
Quest for what?
Love, I guess.
I can't help you with that.
I can.
Yeah, your girl. Is she coming again?
Yeah, what's crazy is like, I got a girlfriend last week and then I was like, I want a new one and I got a new one this week. Yeah, she might come over later though.
So we were gonna discuss the social dilemma. Explain it for us, Rob.
It's a docudrama that's on Netflix. Right now it's trending number 7. It should be number 1. It's basically a documentary that showcases people that used to work in the tech industry, or that still do, but that used to work for the big corporations like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Basically all of the platforms that shaped society to be what it is today. And they gave us insight on behind the scenes how it actually works, how the algorithm works, what to be aware of, and how the technology is affecting this day and age, and especially the kids. And we're going to be talking about that and maybe ways we can avoid really bad things in the future regarding social media.
Now Noah's gonna say something.
There's a lot of good and bad to social media. I think one of the points that they talked about was, they were saying how social media has both dystopia and utopia. There is more dystopia than there should be, and we have to figure out how do we kind of bring that down ethically, because there's so much information that's being spread at rapid speed so much all the time, and they said there's way more false information out there than truth, and that is kind of making a divide in the world right now, because you don't know what sources to trust. How do we choose what information to believe and pick what to change our behaviors and perspectives on things now?
That was one of the big takeaways, was everyone has their own truth because of social media. People can't agree on common truth. Some people can, like, all right, killing people is bad. People still do it though. The fact that we can't agree on basic things is gonna cause the downfall of basic, like, humans in general, because if you look on Fox News and you watch that for an hour, and then you go on CNN and watch that for an hour, it's 2 completely different agendas that are being pushed. People who watch Fox News, that is their truth. So they're watching that going, yes, that's right. Oh, I agree. Yeah, this is, those people at CNN are absolute monsters.
And what they're saying is that nowadays it's easy to push those narratives because of social media and how gullible people are, and the fake news and this and that, you don't know what to believe. They were trying to pinpoint what the issue actually was in the documentary, and they didn't really know. They kind of had a general idea. When technology first started and people started developing stuff, they didn't know it would get to the point where it is now, where it's almost too powerful and uncontrollable. AI and technology has a mind of its own now, where it's like, is it now going to start taking over jobs that people have, and different, you know, services that now can be taken over by AI, which is like, doesn't seem too far out of grasp. So yeah, now all the developers are like, don't work there anymore, and they're like against it now. What they develop, they're like almost against what they made.
I hope you guys can either watch the documentary right after you see this, or have already watched it and can look at this again. I would suggest trying this. They say that when you go on Instagram, that the algorithm can detect how long you look at a certain picture. However long you look at stuff, it logs that. But you don't think that. Nobody's thinking 1, 2,
because
3,
the AI is doing all the thinking.
I'm just here. This morning, after watching the documentary, I was like, man, let me open up Instagram and see what the hell they doing on here. I opened it up, and the very first stories it gave me were 4 people whose pictures I definitely stop and look at for a little bit. And I was like, ain't that something?
And same with the Explore page, like we were talking about the type of people that we follow, and when we go to our Explore page, why is it like very similar to another person? I'd want to follow somebody that looks like this, because I'm also following them on my regular feed. Oh, there's so much data being stored, and they basically are creating this model of every time you're on your phone, it's like an experiment. They log everything, and then they try to like morph, okay, what is he really interested in? And they basically know the next move that you're gonna think based off all the information you give them on how long you spend, use through all the different apps. And then you just kind of think like, dang, I'm just part of the simulation. I'm just part of the game. And it's like, can I even control that?
And before you know it, like, you are now shaped by social media and what you see on social media.
I was looking to show it just because it gives a good idea. This is the first people it gave me. I guess I'd be looking at these people's pictures, whatever, like, who cares? And the fact it did it first thing in the morning made me realize Instagram knows that I like these people. In order to keep me on this app longer, it's gonna show me the people that I like the most. So I have no choice but to, well, it's just, and they make it so you can't click off this joint. The little dots, it makes it so you have to click on that. It won't go away until I click on it.
And you don't have to. They design it in a way where you feel like you have to click on that and refresh and see who was there, so you can then go to their profile. Or
then it gives me the profile, gives me a little red dot there too, to tell me to do something else. Whenever you get tagged in a photo or something, it pops that up as red where you have to click on it. It's like, it'll boom, and it's like, bonk, and then the next thing, ding dong. Oh, now I got a DM. See, now there's gonna be a red dot there and a red dot there. I gotta click on it.
Yeah, they basically said they make the whole phone, social media, everything, basically compare it to a slot machine. You don't know what you're gonna get, but you keep scrolling down to refresh the page, and then you just hope you land on something. And if you don't, you do it again, you do it again. Next thing you know, 4 hours have disappeared.
And you ain't done a damn thing except look at these pixels all day.
We are just puppets to the masterminds behind these apps. Like, they know what they're doing.
They're just trying to keep you as addicted as possible. Do you think one of the things is to stop the addictiveness, or to just...
No, because I think it's so corrupt in a way where people want money and people want the quick cash and this and that, where it's like people aren't that considerate to other people. And all these
It's
apps
not gonna stop. They're gonna wanna keep you on even longer.
and all these apps are now competing against each other. Some people offer different things that this app doesn't have, so then now it keeps us busy on our phones longer.
Every app is fighting for your attention. That's why Snapchat had stories. Instagram said, God damn it, we need stories now.
And they got the reels now just to match TikTok. They're all learning from each other.
Yeah, Instagram was sweating. Everyone's on TikTok now. Let's do reels. Boom.
And then I'm like, Snapchat's dead. But then Snapchat starts adding all these anime filters and new filters that Instagram never has. And I'm like, wait, let me go back over to Snapchat real quick. Let me snap my friends with the new filter. And I'm just being played. I'm being played every day.
Yeah, what was that quote? If you're not paying for the product, then you are the product.
And then what was the dude with the dreads? He was saying like, the goal is to just shape our behavior and just change the world slightly. But over time, that can change the whole world.
way. Because I can decide to do something that will then maybe affect what I do tomorrow. Right now I can do something, but you can't really predict it because you just are here right now. You just living.
Then the other thing they addressed in it was how it messes up adolescents' minds to where the unrealistic beauty standards. If I don't get enough likes, then I'm not worth anything. And this got no likes, I gotta delete it now. Isn't that weird? I've done that.
Even in college, when I wasn't hitting 100 likes, I'd be like, people don't like me no more. The numbers really mess with your head.
Your self-worth is tied to these apps and your popularity on these apps. It's not real life.
not
like
real life.
Kids are getting introduced to it now. I guess when we were kids, we didn't have these problems or these social media or this outlook on life that the kids now are available to look at.
It's literally taking people's lives. Like they were talking about self-harming and suicide rates with girls, and they said ever since 2011 and up, they have gone up 180%. The most being with girls from 9 to 14. I was like, whoa.
This is good that we're doing this. Like, this is why we wanted to record this, so we can spread the message. The main takeaway from that documentary was to talk about it and bring up conversation about it, which is what we're trying to do, and maybe educate or spread some light onto the younger folks who aren't aware of it and are just living life in autopilot, like, oh, doing this, playing this game, commenting on this, taking selfies, and then you don't realize what it's actually subconsciously doing to you.
people think that, all right, your value is how much clout you have on social media, how many likes you get. I looked at Obama hugging Congressman John Lewis, got 2.7 million likes, but a picture of Charlie D'Amelio gets a selfie of her gets 4 million. But Charlie D'Amelio can't sell out a stadium like Obama could. Just because you don't have more likes than somebody else doesn't mean that you're less important. You could be far more important than somebody who gets less.
Social media is surrounded by us so much that we think it's the normal thing, that we think that's what we need to live our life by, when it's not even that.
You see the numbers and you think, oh, I'm supposed to be extraordinary now because everybody else is. And it's almost like being average isn't okay anymore.
How many followers you have? No.
Because if it's not the number that everybody thinks is popular, you're just like, oh, I'm not worth it.
The reason that you sitting there on the couch want people to like your Instagram photos and want to get comments and want to have people like you and think you're funny is because as early humans, we liked being by people, and you want the other tribe of humans to like you. That way, you know they won't harm you because you're just trying to survive. That's all your brain wants to do.
Human nature.
It's human nature. You want to survive and reproduce. That's why you do what you do. Initially, I want him to like me. That way he doesn't kill me. That's like how your brain thinks. Before, all I had to do was make that guy over there like me in that little other tribe. What about 10,000 people now I have to make like me? Now I have to have the whole school like me. I know that they're not gonna kill me, but that's still ingrained in my mind, that deep-rooted desire to be wanted, desired, loved, whatever. I don't know how to break that. I don't know. I have absolutely no clue.
And with social media, it just makes it that much harder.
We weren't suited and set up to handle this type of pressure and judgment from people. It was just not, we were not meant to do it.
Which I think is even worse for the younger kids. So, because I know there's children that are watching this. I know
There's people that clicked away. They're like, I don't want to hear about that.
Let me talk to you for a second, Rob.
We're still like you.
So let me talk to y'all for a second. Or Rob could talk to y'all for a second.
How about we all talk to y'all for a second? I think that's very necessary.
How about that? If I wasn't a social media person and that wasn't my career, I'd probably delete my shit after
I
seeing
probably
that.
would delete Instagram.
At least for maybe for a few months. Delete it for a little bit because you don't need it for anything. What are you really doing on Instagram? I'm networking. I'm meeting new people. No, you're not. There is nothing to do on there.
But look at other people's lives.
You're sitting here looking at everybody else doing stuff, and then what are you doing? It's taking your whole life away, basically.
Yeah, we're too busy living in the past. We're too busy living in the future. We're too busy living through other people when we're not even living in the present, in our own bodies, in our own life.
And everybody just posting just all their best moments and what they think they look the best in. It's such a fictitious world.
What about just the connection part? You kind of just want to like snap somebody because you feel connected with them.
And I think that was the initial idea when creating social media and Facebook and stuff, was just to connect with your friend that maybe had the same class as you, or connect with somebody that, but then it just grew to a point where it's like uncontrollable. You don't know what to do with it now.
New spot.
Rob playing with balls.
Pause.
Rob always playing with balls.
Said pause.
Have a seat.
Thanks.
Reba?
Did you ever watch that show?
No.
What?
I knew what it was, I just never watched it.
I've never seen it in my life. Watch this. I can get the dice right every time. All different sides of the dice. Sorry for my fingernails. They're a little choppy. Watch this. Which number y'all want?
3. It's gonna be a 3.
3.
-1. 6. -1.
Here we go. This is 2 right now. Ready? 2.
+1. I'm gonna roll
Double 6.
You want me to roll in double 6?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do that real
I was
quick.
thinking about double 6.
So what were we talking about? Social delusion? Social delusion?
The addiction of phone and where we're all going, the world's
Social
going to end.
dilemma.
Social dilemma.
We're in a social dilemma right now, guys.
We are.
It's our social dilemma.
It is, yeah. It's not anybody else's but ours.
I feel like the only thing y'all should unfollow a lot of people that you're following. Only follow us.
That's it.
Because we're the only ones posting like the best content, I guess, for y'all. We're not posting no silly, stupid stuff. It's all good stuff.
Yeah, unsubscribe to all the other channels. It's taking up too much data.
All those notifications from all those other channels, man, you don't even like them that much. In middle school, when there were no phones, there was no Instagram, I didn't know what Gucci was. I didn't know what designer was. I didn't know what Yeezys were. Well, that didn't exist. You wore what everybody else wore and what everyone else in your middle school community deemed as cool. Hollister was cool. Now
You only know what you know.
and you don't know what you don't know.
Exactly.
Now, what is cool? Designer, Gucci, Versace, Givenchy, Balenciaga, Golden Goose now, because we just made it popular. So now these kids that's cool, designer's cool, Jordans are cool.
They have access to see more stuff. That's why there's so many different people in the world, because everyone's own algorithm is different.
They're just being shown, oh, this person's wearing this celebrity's wearing this, I gotta wear this now. We did not have that. It was just, they all have Hollister on. Bro, their business was booming back in the day.
Yeah, everybody was just wearing that, so you just did it too.
Oh, and that got me thinking is like, especially nowadays with quarantine and all the different rules and regulations that we have to go through now, think about the kids that already are bad at the social aspect and now can't be a part of like sports and different things that shaped us to be who we are, to be in different groups and whatnot. So they have that to worry about. Also the internet and social media affecting them too.
And like we were talking about earlier, people in elementary, middle, high school, college, adulthood will find ways to create a social hierarchy of status. Y'all remember pre-K? I can count to 100. Does anyone remember that?
Yes. Is this me?
Yeah, people were talking about that.
I can count to 100. Like, that was what made you cool then. And then it was, who's the fastest? I remember being in 5th grade, having the biggest feet was the biggest flex. Anyone? Just me?
Yeah, that's just a mechanism of fitting in and being likable.
The certain style of hair was cool, and then high school now becomes, all right, Instagram, who's got the most Instagram followers? And that's, now the whole world's turning into who has the most stuff online.
You get older, who has the most money? Oh, I have the most property.
If it wasn't race that would divide people, it's social media numbers. If it's not that, then it's the shade of your race. Then it's money, and who's got a bigger house? I do, so that means you're less than me. People always are gonna want to be above other people and are gonna make those systems. And I don't think there's anything we can do about that, except just vibe out in our own way.
Vibe out and try to put out the best messages possible and leave something behind.
All that flash is here today and gone tomorrow. Nobody's gonna remember that I had the Yeezy slides.
Yeah.
Nobody's gonna remember that I had the cool Yeezy slides.
In 300 years from now, no one's gonna care about anything.
Unless we make it.
Unless we make
Unless
it.
we can make it to 300 more years.
The guy was saying in 20 years it's all gonna go to shit.
Like civil war.
How do we prevent a civil war?
That should scare everybody.
Right? Like he said, the corporations are too money hungry.
Cutting down the trees because they know they can make money. They're taking the oil from the ground because they know they can make money. Knowing that you shouldn't be doing that, and we're just damaging the earth on top of everything.
People would rather let the earth explode in 100 years than lose out on making a lot of money right now. Yo, you're making all that money, but the whole world's gonna get blown up.
Bro, that's the thing. As a nation, we gotta think long term.
Yeah, everything right
It's
now.
too
Short term. Bro, it's gonna add up quick.
But isn't it our dumb human brains that like the short term?
Oh yeah.
We want the quick dopamine thing. We want the quick this. We want the quick that.
We always wanted that, right?
Always.
But now it's worse because it's too much for our brains. We're getting it every second.
Would you rather have $100 right now or 200 in 2 months?
Yeah, what are those things called? The little bills, the bonds you couldn't get for like a couple months?
Oh yeah, stocks and bonds.
Stocks. I'd get one for my birthday, but I couldn't have it for like 5 years.
All right, now you get a bond. It's for $200 and it's redeemable in 5 years. Or I'll give you $50 right now.
You can slap me to 50 and give that to
Yeah.
Rob.
Yeah, imagine telling the whole world, like, all right, guys, we're going to delete all social media for now, and then it'll help everyone get better, or you can get more likes right now and post more pictures and make more money.
That's why
People are
what
gonna
the
be upset.
pandemic pretty much started, what, February, April, March?
March.
They couldn't tell us, hey, until 2021, you're gonna need to wear a mask. No, they said for the next 30 days, stay in your house. And then the 30 days went up. Okay, we're extending it for 30 more days. It's only gonna take, hey, for 30 days, stay home.
People thinking the virus is a hoax and it's fake and the anti-maskers, which I think is a completely delusional thing. If someone says a conspiracy, hey, look at this. Can you believe this? And then people see that, they're right.
Where'd you hear that from? TikTok.
One doctor goes on there, I'm a doctor, and blah, 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 and and masks don't work. And you're sitting there,
Everyone instantly believes it.
doctor's right, he's right, he has to be right. And then you're sitting there, it's not real. And then people spewing this terrible propaganda that's so wrong that costs people their lives. That's because everyone's social media is geared towards what they already see. So like we were saying, everyone's truth is different. One person thinks, oh yeah, like the flat earthers and stuff. Flat earth, that's all they get given if they're in that flat earth ecosystem.
That's why we just gotta stay in our own lane, but also be open-minded to different concepts and ideas and understanding to things like that, and try to be better.
Like people saying, the government's doing it, the government's running the COVID. Every single tragedy event, anything that happens, there is a conspiracy that it's some bigger thing or it's the government that's doing it. When people don't have trust in their own government and just think, everything the government's trying to do this, then what are you gonna do? Is anything the government does right or no? Like I don't know much, so I can't. I don't know. I do not know. But I'm not gonna go spout no conspiracy theory online. I'm gonna just say
I don't know.
I'm gonna wear my damn mask, not be around that many people.
And I'm gonna be off my phone a lot more.
And here we are. Where's your phone, Noah?
All the way over here. All the way over here. Yeah, mine's all the way right there. I can't even touch
All of our
that.
phones are always within reach. Steven, where's your phone?
In the apartment.
Okay, it's good.
Respect.
Oh no, it's right here.
Oh, never mind. Oh.
I thought it was.
I had faith in you.
Like I said, we're going to all the dark side and everything. But you can still touch the screen and get a car in 5 seconds. Like, yeah, there's all the great things social media can do. So I can't say I'm gonna go out with no phone. Because what if some creepy dude's following me and I need to catch a ride real quick? Or I need to call my homeboy to come pick me up. But they're saying the phone is controlling you more than you're using it.
Just finding that balance.
Cut down your phone time, guys.
Look at your screen time. Go to settings on your iPhone. I don't know what you can do. I don't think you can do it on Android, can you?
Oh yeah.
People still have
If you're an Android, you should be good. You shouldn't even be on that thing, right? Y'all don't use those, right?
Y'all got like features and stuff on there?
I think it's like a scroll. You have to like inscribe stuff.
Oh, it's like the little Etch-a-Sketch.
Etch-a-Sketch.
Oh,
Yeah.
As long as you realize that the phone is controlling you more than you're controlling it. And once you realize that, you're like, oh wow, are you gonna let this thing dictate your life?
And the fact that some of y'all have already probably started typing like, hey, they're making it for an Android. Just stop. What does it matter what I think about an Android? What does that have to do with you and your life at all? Nothing. So why would you care? Why would you even feel the need to write a rebuttal to that?
Because I have an Android, Ryan, and I like mine. It's better than iPhone.
And there you go, that's your truth.
And my truth is that I prefer iPhone, and that's my truth. And yours is that you like Android. And who's wrong? Nobody.
People believe what they believe, people like what they like, and they just run with it, and you just gotta respect it.
That's like saying, I want to wear my Yeezy slides instead of Air Force Ones. And y'all both have Air Force Ones on.
You can't do that.
Yeah, it's like, you're wearing Air Force Ones?
I cannot wear Air Force Ones. Like, you can't wear Air Force Ones? Hey, I have Air Force One.
I like my Air Force Ones.
Can I like these?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Chill for it.
Just chill for 5 minutes. Chill for 5 minutes.
Stop playing so much Fortnite. Kids are like, they don't even know what balance is or know how to find that balance. And all they know is games and internet. So
And online.
they grow up differently. If you're younger and all you do is go on your phone, you're not thinking about, oh, maybe I can go outside and experience, see new people or see something I haven't seen before, or just enjoy life and not life in a game or on the phone. Try to do that.
And the only way that you're gonna become a person who has social skills, who people like, because everyone wants to be liked, right? Only way you're gonna do that is through interacting with more people, having more of that actual interaction and not no FaceTime, text, stuff like that. Because y'all wouldn't believe the amount of people that we run into that can't string a sentence together, that have no substance, that can't crack a joke because they don't know how to, because they've never spoken to somebody and tried to make them laugh because they just sit on their phone and just tweet. It's really damaging. And
there was a handful of kids in my high school that they had the most followers on Twitter and would tweet and get the most retweets, but they couldn't like hold a conversation for 2 minutes in person. And they were the quietest persons. And that's not a good thing to have.
How many times do you see people at a party or a club in the corner, but then they be taking a picture at the club with bottles. My life is a movie.
Like
what genre? Are you an extra in it? Because you're like, you're not the main character because you sitting there.
And think about, like we talk about how much you could learn from other humans, and if we could all just have better conversations, I think that's gonna help us work together for better things.
You'll get found out real quick if you don't have any substance to you. And I think we're all on a mission to become better people
And create more experiences with the phone down.
Yeah, because we're not perfect. We're constantly striving to be better, and watching things like this opened our eyes so then we can talk about it, and maybe you guys could then change your mind on this situation. You guys should want to be able to have social skills and talk to people, because that's what makes you more likable, and that's how you survive.
And the worst part is people who don't have social skills usually don't know that they don't have social skills. We were in Saks Fifth, and the guy told me, I was like, you have any advice? It was my birthday. I was like, got any advice for me? He was like, things are never as serious as you think they are. So what seems like it's going so wrong right now, or something that's so blah, in a few years, it doesn't mean anything at all. So don't take stuff so serious. And I was like, that's facts. And the things, can you believe that she, literally, I get this. So my sister, brother went to this thing and she said, blah, 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 blah. And she came in there and knew that my boyfriend was there. I can't talk about stuff like that. I be talking about like how y'all should subscribe to the vlog channel. That's all I need to talk about.
Yeah, that's my favorite thing to talk about, actually.
Ooh, road to 600K?
We right there, right?
Whoa, 600K for the culture?
Get us to 1M. How do we go up to an M? Can y'all send this video to somebody?
Yeah, and I think this is a video to send to people. Like, this is a good one. It almost has a lesson in it.
We talked about so much. I had a little attitude in this one. I think it's because I'm a little hot right now.
You're mad. You're mad about the social dilemma.
I'm mad about the social dilemma, and I want people to succeed and be happy. Well, Steven, you were talking, you want to tell me about the experience you had with that girl?
Oh, I was at my friend Johnny's house last night, and I invited this girl over, and she invited her friend, like bring her friend with her. And her friend was a weirdo, dude. She just had this really big ego. Dude, first thing, we were sitting down and we were drinking and whatnot, having fun. We were talking about like social media, and she was like, yeah, I went on tour with Ian Dior. When also she went on to one show with him. And then she was like, yeah, I also know Little Tekka. She knows my friend that is friends with Little Tekka, right? This kid, I asked him about it. He said that he's FaceTimed her once. Bruh. She does not know Tekka. And she doesn't know. And then she was comparing her followers to mine. I probably got way more followers than you. It was so cringy. And I was like, oh, cool, you know? Why would you bring that up? It was so awkward. We were filming a TikTok or whatever. She wanted to film some stupid little TikTok. And we're filming it, and I was like, you want me to get this angle? And she said, I think I know how to film a TikTok, buddy. She said, I got, my last one got 500,000 views. Dude. Oh, congrats. I don't care. Mind blown. I'm like, why are you like trying to flex all this stuff, like all these numbers? Like, you're out in LA, you're a little fish in a big ocean. Yeah. No one cares. I didn't tell her that because it's awkward, but like she needs like a reality check, big time. Like she needs to humble herself.
She needs to watch this video.
Yeah. Well, maybe not because
she can watch it.
Her friend I kind of like, so I.
Oh, okay.
So you like the friend, but would you even want to be with someone who's friends with a girl like that?
Dude, she's so controlling. The girl that has like an ego is so controlling over the girl like I was talking to.
Final thoughts, starting with now.
Social media can be helpful, like for us, like we need it. It helps us connect, it helps us for our work. So if you guys are doing things that you need the internet for, use it in the effective manner. But I also think that it kills your precious time, so definitely unplug from time to time, because it can get very overwhelming and it leads to a lot of short-term happiness. Like the one guy in the episode said, like, yeah, you post something and then you didn't get enough of what you wanted, so you do it again and again and again, and it never ends. Don't let it damage yourself too much, because it does cause a lot of insecurities for everybody right now. Try to do other things outside of your phone. You don't need to just waste your time watching TikToks all day.
Imagine looking back on your teens and your life and your early adult years being like, or your 20s, your whole 20s, your whole 30s. I just was on my phone the whole time. And you have no idea how much you're on your phone until you look at your damn screen time. 8 hours a day? 10 hours a day? 13 hours a day?
That's half the day.
And you did what? Looked at TikToks? My big takeaways are delete any apps that are not actively beneficial for your success in the real world. Do you really need to have a Pinterest? Ouch. Sorry, Pinterest. Do you really need that? Do you really need to have the whatever notifications from this app, from this app, from this thing?
Yeah, you don't need anything.
You don't. You really don't. Delete anything that you don't think is immediately beneficial to you. Try to connect more with people around you and within safe, making it safe. Talk to people, hang out with people, live your life, and stop looking online, living vicariously through some celebrity or well, they're in Bali right now and they did that and this person's doing this, and oh, let me watch a little video about 10 facts about frogs. Yeah, it's the quickest way to ruin your life. It's a form of micro-suicide. The best times of our life was when we didn't have phones.
Pretty much.
We want y'all to be, and yeah, ain't nothing wrong with watching a little YouTube videos, especially when it's gang here, because I think we try to add value and actually make people happy.
I think we pretty much said it all. I would just take advantage of this moment, this opportunity to realize what's going on and how you can apply maybe what you learned from this video or from that movie to your life, and how you can make it better and maybe the people around you better. And then once you just realize that we're all just humans and just treat each other how you would want to be treated, and there's no tears to it really, and we just are kind of here to enjoy life and live it, and
not being such a judgmental person, because what does that actually do?
in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't really do anything, but what it does do is rewire your brain ever so slightly to maybe think that way towards another thing, which then makes you a more negative person when ultimately you want to be a more positive person. So practice more things like complimenting people or more positive reinforcements that'll help you out in the long run.
I agree with that, and I think people put others down to make themselves feel better. Look at what he's wearing. Look at those shoes. So look at his ears. Look at because to make yourself, give yourself that little confidence boost, because you need it. Practice finding the best in people, and I bet you it'll come back to you tenfold. That's just my opinion. The last thing about the clothes that we were talking about, our style is just based on what we see. We're just the product of our environment. So the reason that we're wearing what we're wearing is because either we saw it before on somebody else and thought it looked cool, so we decided, or you see it on the shelf and think, if I wear this, somebody else might view me like this. What car would you drive if you're the only person in the world? Would you want a Lambo, or would you just want something like normal, like a Jeep or something?
Then you just look at it as a tool.
Yeah, you use it as a tool. You wouldn't use it as no flash. Would I be having any tattoos if I was the only person on the planet?
No.
No. Well, I would not go.
Nobody would be able to tattoo you.
Like,
So there's that. Actually, yeah.
You got me there.
so like everyone dies, right, around you, and you're the only one left.
Yeah.
You wouldn't care for your tattoos
I
anymore
wouldn't care.
because self-expression.
Expressing to who?
Express to who? To people, to everyone else around me. If these were in Walmart, would anybody buy this shit?
No, boy.
But if this was the Yeezy's new slides,
Which they are.
then I have them.
You have 'em.
Ain't that simple?
Yeah, just because that's society saying Walmart is not the place to get the cool hype clothes, so no one even thinks of it, no one deems it to be cool. But the moment an influencer, a famous person, or someone that's viewed as higher in society wears it or does a thing, that's a more likable thing in the society, so we do it and we follow. We're just some sheep.
Imagine, have you heard of that saying where like there's a bunch of animals and one of the animals has a big shiny ball and he's holding it up like a disco ball, it looks like, and it's all shiny and pretty, but none of the other animals have it. All the other animals are gonna want to get that big shiny ball just because it looks cool, right? Like, and only that monkey like that animal has it or whatnot, you know. And they're all gonna. Does that make sense? Kind of like you want what you can't have.
Yeah, if everybody had Yeezy slides, would you get them at that point? No. If everybody have them,
No, then they wouldn't be as cool.
then they wouldn't be as cool.
Oh yeah, that was pretty much it. Like about the disco ball thing. I don't know. I heard that somewhere.
And then once everyone has disco balls, the value of it drops. Someone has to take a step out and find that new thing, and then people follow that.
Yeah.
So when people say, no, but I dress for myself. Cap. You dress for everybody around you, period. No, I go in there and I see what I like for me. Would you wear that if you're the only person on the planet? I don't think so.